What's up, Internet? I'm Daniel, the Pitch Professor. New video is coming up right now. We're going to analyze and dissect a new pitch. As always, I don't quite know what to expect. I kind of like the title. It's from Dragon's Den, and it's called "This Product Has a Turnover of £1.3 million." So that's quite challenging. To be honest, I have no idea how it's going to go. Bit of a limited time today, but you know, my challenge this year is one video a week, every week, no excuses, and 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you want to support that, like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell button. Boom, 31 minutes left until my next call. Let's go.
First into the den from Cwmbran in South Wales are business partners and best friends Laura Waters and Kelly Aspland.
My daughter and Kelly's son fell in love whilst they were in nursery. Then, now we spend 5 days a week together. Okay, it's great.
It is great.
It is, yeah, it's great. It's really great.
Laura and Kelly are experiencing some pre-den jitters.
I'm really lightheaded and my knees are going.
Good luck, okay?
Yes, and you. We'll smash it. I know we'll smash it.
Small thing here. I love the energy between the two of them. And we just found out already they know each other for a long period of time. And they seem to have a very good energy amongst them. And I love in that moment of anxiety the way they know how to help the other. They know how to comfort the other. And that's something that tells me a lot already. It's just, this is a real team. They know the strengths and weaknesses of the other. And that's something I like. Sometimes it's the details where you see how teams interact before. And very often you see it when things go wrong. Let's say you're presenting something and whatever, the live demo doesn't work. And suddenly the co-founder steps in. And without having talked before, he or she just simply knows, okay, they'll start fiddling on the computer, whereas the other person improvises. And that's what I'm on about. I love seeing how people improvise when things go wrong. And that usually only works really well if there is a harmony. The other side is something goes wrong and they say, I told you this was not going to work. Yeah, it was your fault. You had brought your notebook. And they suddenly start bashing each other. Yep, that's a big red flag.
But at least they have each other, even if the romance that first brought them together hasn't stood the test of time.
Aww.
Now they're older, they've sort of gone their separate ways. But, you know, there's a little part of me that's hoping that maybe, you know, they might meet again in years to come. Next thing you know, we're related.
And then you're stuck with me
Yeah,
for life.
actually, I'm taking all that back now. I'm taking it
No
all
pressure
back.
on their kids.
Hello Dragons, my name is Kelly.
And my name is Laura, and we are here today hoping to secure an investment of £80,000 for a 10% share in our business.
Solar Buddies was created out of a situation we both found ourselves in whilst our children were at school and had to apply their own sunscreen. Due to no-touch policies are in place these days, teachers cannot assist with this task.
Small thing, it seems super learnt off by heart, which is not bad, but what you can just see is the lady on the right-hand side, blue shirt, this one, she's just focusing on the line she's delivering, and she's not focusing on the moment, which I know it's hard to convey, but in this point in time, you want to read how the audience is responding. You want to get a feel for it. I know you got to hit your mark and everything, but at the same time, they bring energy with them on stage, which is really good, very likable energy, and then they kind of kill off that energy. So yes, rehearse what you want to say, but don't do it word for word. It just kind of takes the whole drive out of it.
Sorry.
As mums.
As mums, we both understand the importance.
Yeah, and this happens. Exactly that happens. You've learned something off by heart. The nerves get the better of you, as they always do. But instead of knowing what it is you want to say, you're just looking for a specific word, because in your mind, it's not about the message you want to deliver, but the exact lines. And that's why I always say, please do not learn off by heart. Then again, however, I just mentioned that about the team quality. It's really cute the way the other lady says the word, and they just help each other. So that's really good. Smiles on the sides of the dragons on that, because it does show great team dynamics. But again, that's why you ideally do not learn off by heart the actual words you're going to say, but just what it is you're trying to convey.
To sun protection. So with the help of Cardiff Met University, we created a product that ticked all the boxes.
With its sponge and rollable partnership, it allows sunscreen to be applied in a controlled manner, with the sponge assisting rubbing it in. And as it is a refillable device, it means the consumer can use a sunscreen of their choice. They simply wash it out and reuse it again and again. It has a patent, trademarks and registered design.
Since our launch in 2015, we have sold over 200,000 units, had a turnover of 1.3 million and a net profit of 231,000. 2021 being our best year to date, with a turnover of 537,000 and a net profit of 82,000.
Our split is currently 88% Amazon, with a heavy lean towards the US, 7% e-commerce and 5% retail. And we believe with the help of a dragon or dragons, we can scale our business. We ask you to take a look inside your boxes and you'll find our solar buddies, and we welcome any questions.
Just want to comment on this. I liked the overall pitch because, yes, they talked shortly about the product and then they went into the numbers. And I always say that, but you might be here for the first time. It's not just about pitching the product, but it's about pitching the ability to execute. And ideally, if you have numbers to prove that you have that ability and have proven it, go for it. And they did so. And they said, okay, we've been in business for so long. We've sold 200,000 units, a revenue of 1.3 million. Last year, we did 527,000 units, and 88% is via Amazon. And that means they know how their business works. And for our dragons, these are really important numbers because that's what they're looking for. They're looking for numbers to underline their gut feeling and to see if there's an ability to scale this, to grow this. Because at the end of the day, investors are not there for you to live your dream and do fluffy stuff, whatever that means. But investors are there to understand how big is the risk, to calculate how big is the potential reward, and then understand how big is the invest, because they simply want to increase their money. Yes, so they want to understand how likely is it that they're going to increase it, how big is the risk, and how much money do they have to drop into the top. That's simple. That's how it works.
An applicator designed to let children put on their own sunscreen is the proposition from Laura Waters and Kelly Aspland.
Just to let you know, you've got your names on a bottle that's already pre-filled for you.
Mine says.
And I always say, give something to all of the jury members because everyone's going to play around with it.
Our favourite dragon.
Oh, right, okay.
Oh no, is that a mistake?
Laura and Kelly are seeking £80,000 in return for a 10% share in their business. And fellow mum Sarah Davies appears impressed by the pair's invention.
Just to explain, I like the product a lot. That's why it also caught my eye. I have a 2.5-year-old son, and he's currently in that phase where he wants to do everything, which is amazing. And probably if you're parents, you can relate to that. But that means there are some things which are easier for him to do, and some things which are harder for him to do. Not in his mind, but for us, for my wife and me as a parent, there are certain things which can go a little more wrong than others. And well, obviously having a tube which you press and a lot of stuff comes out, that's kind of bad, as in like sunscreen, because if you're at the beach and he tries it out and squirts sunscreen all over the place and we end up not having any sunscreen, or even worse, his hands covered it in sand and then it ends up in the eyes. Yeah, you get the idea. So I like that product. Probably that's why I also selected the pitch. Kind of my dad brain went like, well, this is important.
Works really well, doesn't it?
Thank you.
Yeah. I was sick because I know how difficult it is getting sun cream on
Just
the kids.
trying to pin them down even
Oh,
to put it
my
on.
word.
I
And
know.
then they want to do it themselves.
know.
And I'm thinking,
Yes.
oh, my life is
With the
going to be
mess,
everywhere.
the mess and
Told you.
you know the waste,
Yeah.
because obviously they like to go a little bit heavy with
Yeah.
the squeezing.
A little bit heavy.
And then it's all over your hands, so you just need to, it's not very practical as well.
Oh, awesome. Well, I'll let my arm dry. So it sounds like you've achieved some really great sales to date. Are you both working full-time in the business?
Yeah,
and
we are.
what's the split of the roles?
Small thing. That's always these trigger questions. Are you in it full time? Yes. Checkbox. Sometimes people say, no, it's kind of just a side job, and I'm still looking for a co-founder, and it's kind of like idea. They're both fully in, and in all of the sharks, sharks, sorry about that, and all of the dragons' brains going, yes. Now, the question was, what are your roles? I.e., what is your background, and what is your ability to execute this? Let's see what the answer is. And what I want you to do is look out for the facial response, because the faces always give away the most.
Finances, me, I love doing the numbers. I think they're lovely.
That is the absolute first I've ever
Honestly,
heard in the
I
den.
do. I really do. I enjoy doing all
That spoke
the,
to your
the,
heart, didn't
you
it?
know, I do. It's very strange. But I do marketing. I do the Amazon logistics, and then you do all the like creative
The data
and again advertising
and marketing as well.
She
So
does
we do cross paths quite a lot.
So, where are you at in the patent journey?
It's granted in the UK. We've got an international patent pending.
And what is the bit that's patented?
It's the functionality, so the sponge and the rollable partnership.
For application of any lotion or for application of sunscreen?
That's what it's filed under. It's filed for any lotion.
Oh, that's a good start.
I know.
Face.
And this is why I'm so proud of the fact that we actually did a few things right. I mean, we had no business background. We definitely had no patent, expertise, and we had to do everything ourselves at the very beginning.
Oh, well done, because
Thank you.
that's a lot more difficult than people realise.
Thank you.
News of healthy sales and patent protection mean Laura and Kelly's pitch is off to a perfect start.
And again, as an investor, they want to reduce their risk. Strong team, trust amongst each other, strong numbers, and a protectable patent means the risk is going down. And when you pitch, again, what you're trying to do is you're trying to earn time, as in like start a conversation and build trust. And all of these facts are building trust. And I just recently had a workshop on pitching. I kind of have one like every week, but the last one I did. And it was all about giving people the understanding that you need to share this, even though it's awkward. And there was one guy pitching. Obviously, I'm not going to go into details, but he had exited 2 seemingly highly successful businesses, and he left it out because, I don't know if he was embarrassed, but I just didn't want to mention it. But that's an absolute game changer, especially because he was pitching a product for, in a new area where a lot of us have heard a lot of bad pitches. And for him, if he would have shared that background, it takes a lot of risk away. Because if you say, look, I've successfully built up 2 businesses and exited them, and now I've seen something in this space where there's a lot of people in it, but I've seen something I know I can make work. Very different than saying, we're going in this industry and it'll be fine. By the way, dude, if you're watching that, great. I fully believe in you.
But has the pair's product won over a notoriously hard-to-please Peter Jones?
I think it's really good.
Thank you.
Really clever, very neat. So at the moment, but I know it's very popular, is the clear spray sunscreen.
Yeah.
Because I use it, my kids use it, it's literally there, spray on, you're done. And how does it compete then against the spray?
Okay, to be fair, it doesn't. Everybody's got their personal preference of what they want to use.
That's quite a key piece of research you need to understand, because you're entering a marketplace. You've got to think very carefully about how you counter that from a competition perspective.
Just wanted to jump in there. I like his question and I like the honest answer. And that's what you want to do. You want to answer honest, because people are looking to see, do you have integrity? Can I build trust? And if someone says, how does it compare? And you say it doesn't because people have their own personal tastes. Great answer. Whereas you say, our product is best. Why? Well, it's best. No. You always want to give the honest answer, even if sometimes you might have the feeling you are exposing a weakness, whereas in fact, you're just showing a strength and that's your own personal integrity. And if then an investor goes like, yes, still not a fit for me, that's fair. But to lead them in an incorrect direction just because you want to please in that moment, that's a big boo-boo. We don't do that.
And what's your key USP? If your USP is the fact that it's small, neat, and a young child can apply it, how do you make that into a bigger space? Because that's very niche.
Yeah. After doing some market research, we've now branched out and people who play golf use it so that they don't impair their grip when they're playing, cricket, people with dexterity needs. So we've got quite a few customers that suffer with arthritis and they use it to apply their moisturiser.
Smart.
Okay, I've got one more question, particularly on the numbers. For 5 or 6 years, you seem to have had a little bit of fun. And then all of a sudden, last year, you've delivered nearly half your total sales in 7 years in 1 year.
Sweet spot.
What happened?
TikTok.
Literally.
Do you know what? It's funny you should mention that. I just joined TikTok.
Oh, here we go.
And I...
We'll be sure to follow you.
No, you should. I'm Peter Jones.
Don't expect
really?
any posts, by the way.
He's got one up, but it's very popular.
I've got my chief consultant here who's helped me, but
I still don't
I
like
quite
TikTok.
like TikTok. I've done one video.
Are you on TikTok?
Now
By the
you've
way?
asked me a question. It's done very well, thank you. Yeah,
Literally, TikTok has gone...
If you are, just
I-
write a
it's
yes
due
in
to
the comments. I'd just like to get a
pandemic,
feel
obviously.
for
I think
that.
a lot of people joined TikTok during the pandemic. I know I did.
TikTok loves businesses like this,
Yeah.
where you solve a problem. Is that something that you can now control ongoing, or was that a fluke?
No, not fluke. We've got quite a good relationship with a few influencers in America, in this country as well. And even though they're pushing the brand on Instagram, TikTok is by far, it's just way superior than any other platform at the moment.
Small thing. Look at that response. There, I keep getting it wrong. That is the face of someone who's happy with the answer he was given. So he challenged him and said, was that a fluke? And the answer was straightforward. No, it wasn't, because blah, 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 blah. Sometimes if you challenge people, they, instead of answering directly, they go, oh, whoop, all over the place. Because they're not quite sure of the answer themselves. Whereas if you're 100% sure, then you don't go all over the place with the answer. Try it out. I love this. I may have mentioned it a few times. No, I have. But in the midst of a conversation, just ask people, without warning them, what's your favorite animal? And people are either going to say, dog, or they're going to go all over the place. What I'm trying to say is, if you are confident in your answer, and you've taken some time in thinking about this answer before, because it's something you've researched and done your homework on, you answer with, how much money do you need? $1 million. One is break even Q3 2025. Boop. What's your valuation? 10 million. Why? Whereas if you're not sure, you go like, whoa, 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 whoa. We were challenged. The answer was given, and a small smile was rewarded.
Laura and
checklist.
Kelly appear well placed to drive virtual sales. But will Tuka Suleiman buy into their vision for the future of sun protection?
Look, I think it's a great little product, but I think that what worries me is your 88% Amazon.
Yeah.
And yeah, you could go increase your business by 10, 15%, but this is not going to be a multi-million-pound business. I think that the business has limitations for growth, and I could spend my 80,000 better elsewhere. So for that reason, I'm out.
Stephen sees different.
I completely disagree with Tuka. I think this could be a huge business.
Thank you. We do too.
Because I think you're only scratched the surface on what this could be used for. So there's a lot of things that would excite me, and there are a lot of things, when I sit here and make an offer, I think, what can I do? How can I apply the things that I've either already got, the businesses I'm invested in, you know, the path that I've already trodden. And I can see here that there's a lot of those boxes are ticked, and I could get very excited and very quickly, I think, weave a path through to some pretty big numbers.
That's what I like so much. If what you've presented is good, then it's time for the investors to pitch their abilities. Because at the end of the day, it's not about just getting cash, but you're looking for people to apply their skill set, their network, and their vision to your company. Never forget that. It's not you asking for something, but it's you going into an arena, offering an opportunity, and also saying, look, this is what I have to give. What is it you have to offer? Never forget that. It's always eye level.
So I am going to make you an offer. And I'm going to offer you all of the money.
Thank you.
I think I'd enjoy working with you. I mean, for goodness sake, you like numbers.
I might regret saying that now.
So, yeah, I'm going to make you an offer, and it's going to be all of the money for 20% of the business.
OK, thank you.
They'll probably go for 15.
An offer for Laura and Kelly as Deborah Meaden plots a route to potential riches.
Great book, never split the difference.
Sarah Davies was complimentary about both the product and the entrepreneurs themselves. But will kind words translate into an offer of cash?
Laura, Kelly,
Yes.
I feel like I have got a distinct advantage over every other dragon sitting right here, right now. Because it's clear that they've never had that challenge that we've done of trying to get the kids to put sunscreen on. And having used it, I totally get it. And I can tell you now, this is what I'll be using to get my kids to put their own sunscreen.
I mean, that's what you want. You want to have people that believe in you, but also in the product, that are brand ambassadors to your product. And the funny thing is, as soon as she said, hey, I'm a mom as well, and you saw how I reacted. I'm a dad. I've been there. I've done that. I understand it. I totally want it. That's the way you want to align it. To have someone invest who probably doesn't have any kids, doesn't understand the product. And I mean, I haven't seen how this ends, but you could see Stephen initially, who's great on social media and whatnot. He was not applying it on his arm. He's applying it on his hand. And you could see, again, I don't know if he has kids or not, but I bet you he doesn't, because he was just applying it on his hands. And you're like, mm-hmm. And that's the place where you don't want the product. It's about not getting it on your hands, not having your kids with greasy hands or yourself. So he didn't quite get the product. Getting excited.
Not just at school, but going forward. So I love you too. I love the product. I can see loads of ways I can help. I'd love to be involved, and I'd love to make you an offer.
Thank you.
So I am going to offer you all of the money, the 80,000, and I'd like to do that for 20% of the business.
OK, thank you very much.
Okay, so
Thank you.
Taking note. Peter Jones is going to make an offer as well.
Peter.
I don't know. It's an interesting one.
Come on. I bet he will.
OK, I'll go first. So there's so much I love about this business. And you're like really, as individuals, really, really investable. I was looking over at Deborah when she was making the offer, and I saw the excitement that she had, and Sarah, in all credit, because she was very, very excited as well. And it made me ask a question about myself, which is, do I have the level of excitement that I just saw in Deborah's face for this business? She's even sat forward, and that really happened.
Body language.
And so I've weighed that up against how much I love you as entrepreneurs. And my decision is that I'm out.
Good one. Doesn't get the product. But that's why he's a good investor.
And there's a thing about me is that I'm really competitive. And when we have the opportunity to invest in certain people that come into this den, the people that you get a good feeling about with a great product, that for me is like hallelujah.
He loves people.
What we're waiting for. I'm sitting here thinking these could be Disney characters.
Yeah, we've looked at
And I know Disney very, very well.
Oh, right,
And I can, without a doubt, land that opportunity for you in a heartbeat.
Boom.
So I'm really excited about it. And I'm going to offer you all of the money for 20%.
Okay.
Mit der
but I
Vorgriff
told you
findest
to
du die
invest.
besten Restaurants perfekt auf dich zugeschnitten.
Here's the thing. I have a YouTube Pro, but for whatever reason, on the program I use to live shoot this, I always do it in a take. It doesn't let me log in. So there's always ads. Up to now, I've always edited out. But just now I got so excited, I just kind of talked over it. So you've just seen my dirty secret. Anyhow, I knew Peter was going to invest. I thought he'd go a little lower, but now we've got 3 investments, all 80K, all 20%. The 2 ladies have to decide with whom they're going to go. And without knowing anything, I actually have not seen how this ends. This is so good. Without knowing anything, I'm pretty sure they're going to ask for a split deal.
And by the way, I don't mind if I'm part of the journey with my fellow dragons, genuinely, on this. But I want to...
But here's the thing. Learn the people you're going to pitch to. Just as much. This is like my 8th, 9th, or 10th video on these dragons. And I know them now. So I know what kind of offers they're going to make. And if you want to pitch in front of smart people, learn them. Know how they respond and react.
...be included in this party.
Okay. Can we
Talk to them.
I would.
Wow.
Laura and Kelly now have 3 rival bids to consider, with Deborah Meaden, Peter Jones and Sarah Davies all offering £80,000 in return for 20% of their business.
Shall we see if we can have all 3 of them? I don't even mind keeping it at the 20.
Could a 3-way collaboration be on the cards?
All 3 for 15 would be great.
So I'll ask the awkward question. Are you all prepared to come along on the journey?
So for me, I look at your journey and I think it's actually really simple what you need to do.
Okay.
And everything that you've heard from all 3 of us, with all due respect, we can all do that.
Yeah.
We've all done licensing. I've worked with major licenses on the level of Disney before. Those are quick and easy phone calls to make. Peter's just trying really hard to get in on the action here.
Who's your contact at Disney?
This is the problem. So when he gets desperate like this, and if you notice, he's come straight. He knows. He knows that he will not walk away with this investment on his own because he's shown you that he doesn't really understand the market.
It's all hot air.
He doesn't understand the
He
application.
can't even tell you one name of a person
Which
who
is
knows.
why I just don't think you need all of us. So from my point of view, I'd love to be on this journey with you, but I only think you need me.
Okay.
Obviously, I have a very different opinion to Sarah. And I think sharing sometimes is caring, and I'm happy to share.
Oh, he's got the words today.
Desperation.
But it's up to Deborah.
Peter and I have a lot of successful investments together, and you would have an absolute wealth of experience with the 2 of us. So I would be delighted to work with Peter.
Thank you so, so much. And yeah, it's awful doing this, isn't it? Although this is easier than getting my kids ready for school in the morning, so. But yeah, Deborah and Peter, we'd love to take your offer, please.
That excitement you saw, I cannot tell you.
Look how happy they are as
I
well.
need to check, though, that you do agree.
I do agree.
That could have been really awkward.
I didn't do that then.
That would have been your first falling out.
It would have, yeah, it would have. Thank you so much.
Laura and Kelly, thank you. We're very excited.
Thank you
Well
very
done.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All the best with it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The entrepreneurs from the valleys have scaled new heights in the den.
Boom.
I think I actually might cry.
Laura and Kelly depart with £80,000 and the backing of a pair of dragons who've proved themselves to be the wiliest of operators.
Well, I was well shafted on the dragon gameplay there, wasn't
Oh,
Oh, well and truly.
yeah, you fell into that hole, Sarah.
I think we've definitely gone with the right 2 dragons, and yeah, I'm really excited to get going.
I love that. I have like 1.5 minutes left until my next call because nowadays, now it's a lot of traveling coming up for me, a lot of doing workshops, keynotes, moderating. Keep forgetting that I do a lot of these things on stage. That's why I actually tend to talk about pitching because I do the real thing all the time. I loved this pitch so much. I hope you did as well. And I just love that moment when people walk off stage and you can see the adrenaline and the endorphins and all that just going woof. And if you're standing backstage before you're going on stage, be aware that you're just one step away of earning this incredible high, this incredible feeling. And I'm convinced there's only one person in the world who can stop you. That's you. Don't be that person. And if you want to help me not stopping, which I won't, but still, comment, like, subscribe, and hit that bell button. Because if you do all of that, it shows the YouTube algorithm that what I do matters. And then it helps others discover this. And well, long story short, just makes me happy. So that would be amazing. Thank you very much. Take care, stay safe, and see you next time. Bye-bye.